Welcome to the basic IBM Cognos tutorial for Report Studio. Internet Explorer is the recommended browser. Other browsers can run Cognos, but result in limited content. To create a new report in Report Studio, starting on the Cognos homepage, click on the Author Advanced Reports. If you are not on the dashboard, click down on the Launch menu. It should be on the upper right of the page, and select Report Studio. A separate window will pop up prompting you to select a package to use. The TNC package will be used for the purpose of this tutorial. On a new window, you will see three options: Create New, Open Existing, and New from Template. Create New allows for the creation of a report from a blank page or using a default template. Open Existing opens an existing report and enables editing. New from Template allows you to create a new report based off of layouts from existing reports. We're going to go ahead with the Create New option. There are 8 different types of data container toolbox items: list, crosstabs, chart, map, repeater, repeater table, singleton, and visualization. Data containers in Cognos are simply an organized visual display of data. In this report, we want a chart to show visual representation of our data. We can also add other data containers later. I'm going to go ahead and name this chart TNC Data. On the left sidebar, you can access Source, Data Items, and Toolbox Elements. Below it is the Properties display. It displays the properties of selected items on the design space. You can also change the properties here as well. I'm going to go to the Toolbox tab so we can beef up our report. You might have some more items here because I used the filter to show only the data container toolbox items. Here are the 8 data containers I mentioned earlier. To add one to your report, simply click and drag it to the design page. I'll name the list My List. The most commonly used data containers are chart and list containers, and visualization offers more chart designs. We can change the type of chart we want to display by right-clicking the chart and selecting Convert Chart. Now let us put some data into our charts. Go to the Source tab to find the queries that contain the data that you want to use. For the chart, I want to see the number count of each activity performed by different TNC type vehicles. To do this, I would drag the TNC name parameter into the x-axis box, counter into the y-axis box, and TXN types into the primary axis box. The TXN types tell us the type of action performed, such as pickup, drop-off, or entry. For the list, I want to display data for SFO ID, UID, license plate, TNC ID, TNC data, TXN type, and ride count, and also system timestamp. It is important to check that the data in your data containers have valid relationships so that your report doesn't crash when you run it. You can check it using the Validate Report button. The icon is a green square with a check mark in the middle, and it's located on the top of the page. Take note of where the thick blinking line is, because that's where your item will be placed. Typically, the item appears on top of each other. As you can see, there are some dashed lines on the page. These lines are page dividers. We can use block or table in our basic tool items to add sections to the page. Table will allow us to put containers next to each other and create columns. Now that we have finished, we can run the report in various formats: HTML, PDF, XML, CSV, and Excel. I'm going to run this one in HTML. We will be discussing more advanced reporting functions in the Advanced Report Studio tutorial.